excited about this part. Just over 9.5 years ago, the Book of Mormon opened on Broadway, and tonight we are lucky to have 6 of the original stars of the Book of Mormon joining us for a mini reunion. That's Nikki M. James, Tommar Wilson, Josh Gad, Andrew Rannells, Michael Potts, and one of our co-hosts and boat riders, ambassadors, everyone's favorite tap dancing Mormon, Rory O'Malley. Oh, I'm such big fans. You guys have a good time.
Thanks, Crystal. You're doing a great job.
Crystal, you're
awesome.
Crystal, you are killing it. This is amazing.
Hi, guys. Thanks for being here.
I'm embarrassed that I just waved at my camera. I've been doing that. That's
what you do. That's what you do in 2020. That's how you see people.
Now. You just wave at the camera.
Yeah. Guys, it's hard not to look at yourself rather than look at the camera. I know people tell you to do that, but like as actors, you're just like, what's this doing?
I just have a giant shot of myself up.
What do we have?
I don't even see any of
I believe
Ignore every other screen except yours, Josh. Is that what you do?
That's what it was like being on stage with you too, though. So I feel great.
Okay, guys. Okay.
Wait, Rory O'Malley.
Yes, Andrew.
Thank you for putting this together.
Yes.
Thank you for being a part of this. Yes. And thank you for you and all of the team who did this. This was incredible. This is incredible.
Yes. Well, Boat Riders is an amazing organization. And they came to Hamilton, said that we could help out. And then, we had these amazing letter writing parties. We reached out to our other Broadway friends, and it just became so big. So we're so glad that you guys can be our treat. We're nearing the end here, and so many people are watching because they love Broadway and because they care about people voting. But you guys are the treat here. We opened the show almost 10 years ago, believe it or not. What are some of the memories that you guys have that you still think about 10 years later? I mean, I haven't spoken to any of you in 10 years.
Yeah.
No.
We're not on an ongoing text.
No.
Yeah. The court order said 50 yards.
Right.
I feel like well, I'll start. I'll say what I think about when I think of starting the Book of Mormon was Josh Gad's warm up, because our dressing rooms were next to each other.
So annoying.
And it went something like like this.
Yeah.
Cupid, turn off your bow.
No, not turn off your bow.
Cupid, throw back your bow.
Every day.
Was upstairs for 8 months.
Day.
I thought he was saying, "You babe, you babe." You need more consonant action, Josh. You need more consonant.
This is how it is. Always, when this group gets together, this is how it always is. It's amazing. What do you guys remember about the original, going way back? I joined the company when it came to Broadway. So you guys were all involved before that. Tell us something about the original creation of the show, the workshop phases.
I remember the very first workshop we ever did of it. There was only one act. For the first 2 or 3 workshops, there was only one act. And it ended with me singing Man Up as a solo. There was no ensemble. It was just Man Up. And that was the end of the show. And I remember around the time the first time we did it, I'll never forget, all of us were very anxious. Is this going to work? Is it? And we did Hasadiga Ibawai. And I remember all of us white knuckling it on stage because we were so genuinely nervous looking out into an audience of real people as opposed to this is an animated thing where you don't have a live audience reacting. And the second I saw everybody go and then start laughing, I immediately felt like, okay, this could actually work.
Oh, you were nervous? You're not the one who had to say it. Michael Potts had to say it.
Yeah.
Michael, what did it feel like? The show just is pretty normal in terms of the content up to that moment. You really your character really kind of changes everything. What did it feel like to sing that song for the first time in front of a Broadway audience?
Oh, terror. Absolute and utter terror. It's they're going to hate us. kind of hate us for actually doing this. I'm gonna say this on a Broadway stage.
Yeah.
You know. But
yeah, you and my mom
kinda
were in
insane.
agreement.
Yeah, it was
My mom
kind
had a
of
rosary at
insane.
the first show and was throwing holy water at her.
I couldn't get it. I snuck out of the theater that night. I found another way out because I was sure we'd be attacked for actually saying that. But it was just the opposite. People were like off the chain. They lost their minds. I remember.
Well, and
go
Michael
ahead.
was, he was the most sort of esteemed member of our cast.
Still is.
Who had done very, we were all just like sort of dumb people walking about, and Michael was like a real actor. And
Michael had choices in what he wanted to do, and we were like, "We'll do anything."
Yeah, when is it? I'll show up.
Yeah.
So that Michael did it, and Michael ushered us in, and Michael was also a very good leader for us in terms of showing us how to sort of behave professionally, but also like act graciously within the theater. Like will always be very grateful to you, Michael Potts, for showing us what that looks like, because I think that we were all sort of spiraling out in a crazy way, and you were always such a sense of calm and goodness and strength, and it was so amazing to have you in that building at all times.
Michael, I was never a big fan. I never really trusted you.
And you certainly didn't learn the lessons of humility, graciousness, or any of those things. But we call Michael Potts.
Yeah.
We call Michael Potts Master Potts because he is like he's the master of all things acting. But I think he spent probably most of his time in the rehearsal room and on stage rolling his eyes at us fools.
Oh yeah,
like these children. These
not true. I spent most of my time laughing.
These dummies.
Just like this.
With us.
You were all out of your mind. You were all out of your mind.
My favorite Mormon memory is when Andrew joined our cast, right? So we had done a number of readings with some other prices, and I will never forget the first day we were doing our final workshop, and he came in and he started singing probably You and Me, and we were all just like, oh, yep, that's our show. It was like he was our missing piece, and
I remember Nikki, the revelation. I was doing auditions with people for Elder Price in LA, and I had done like 4 or 5, and it was, Nick Lachey came in. There were just a whole slew of people coming in, and I was like, what's happening here? And we had great people doing it. Cheyenne Jackson did it, and Daniel Riker did it, and Ben Walker, and you were the first person who walked in, and I will never forget this. And I looked at Trey and Matt and Ann Garofino after you left, and I said to them, he's the guy. And they said, why do you feel that way? And I go, because he's the first Price who's ever intimidated me. and it was like, up until that point, I just was, running away with it. And I'm like, he's going to keep me honest. This guy's going to keep me honest on a stage. And
we definitely need a 2-hour version of this reunion because it's amazing.
Oh,
I haven't smiled this hard in 7 months. But I want to hear a little bit about what your voting plans are. Like, where are you guys? Where are you voting?
I am voting. Yes, I am also voting absentee, which, I always feel a little tricky about. But I think 45 states now have track your ballot, that you can actually like log in and look at where your ballot has gone and when it was counted and when it arrived. So I feel confident about that, and I feel I'd love to go in person, but unfortunately because of work and stuff, like I have to do it absentee. But I feel confident now that there's a place where you can actually go and see exactly when your vote has been registered. So if you're curious about that, you can actually go to a website that's called Track My Vote, and they will tell you where you can find your state and how to track your own ballot.
Yeah.
That's great.
Mine's in there. It's done. I dropped it in the mail yesterday. I've also got a backup plan. I know where the early voting site is. So if the ballot doesn't get there, I'm ready.
I'm going to drop my ballot off in person. I think I got the little face shield and the mask and the gloves, and unlike Andrew, I don't work. I just sort of I sit outside and think about life and think about what used to be. And
he's been waiting for this live stream to go live for a week. He's been calling me like, "Is it time? Is it time?"
Yeah, this is the most.
No, Josh.
I'm here.
This is the most action I've gotten in COVID.
It says I'm in a waiting room.
Insane, you guys are
ever since my audition for Dear Evan Hansen, I haven't done anything.
Still waiting
Josh,
to hear. You're still
Josh,
waiting.
Can you do waving through a window for us right now? Waving. Can you do it? Pop up there.
I'm not sure why I haven't heard back from them yet.
Oh, I'm sure you're gonna reopen the show, Josh.
Yeah, babe. There's a non-X tour going out. We'll see.
This is amazing. We love you guys. This is we could really do this for another hour. But thank you so much for being here. We love you. Stay safe and vote.
Vote.
Love you.
Vote.
We're going to go and hear one more video from our Broadway friends about why they vote.